I think we should move over to a segment we haven't done in quite a while. Our badass of the week.
All right, I'm ready for this. Folks, for the first time ever, I'm completely in the dark on this one.
You're in the dark because I'm going to let you decide, and I think you'll enjoy this.
I am judge and jury tonight.
We typically share a list of players who've had a fantastic week for different reasons. Of the 5 teams we cover, 4 teams essentially that we cover. I'm changing all the rules this week, and you'll understand why. But originally, I was looking into a guy I've been kind of ragging on all season is Pete Crow Armstrong, but he had such a tremendous weekend with a inside the park home run in Miami, the second fastest trip around the bases in StatCast history, 14.08 seconds to get the inside the park home run, which he needed to be that fast because he was almost thrown out at home. He slid under the tag, so it was a spectacle to be seen. He also followed that up the next night with a 437-foot bomb, which he has not been hitting many home runs lately, but he has been hitting the ball to the opposite field, getting on base, which is something I was begging him to do earlier in the season. He's starting to figure it out, and then just letting the home runs come when they come, not trying to force it. So he's starting to let that happen. But to have those back-to-back games, the inside the park and a monstrous home run after were interesting. So I was going to nominate him, but then you had Seiya Suzuki on Saturday, had 2 home runs and a triple in Miami, which was quite the game of total bases in one day. But it all gets dwarfed, and I didn't bother going into any Tigers, which I could probably always put Turk Skubal on that list of a badass of the week, but it all got dwarfed nationally. And this is where I'm kind of breaking the rules. We've got to talk about Aaron Judge hitting his 50th and 51st home runs this weekend. He is on pace for 63. He's only the 5th, or is he the 6th? I think he's the 6th player in history to have 3 different 50 home run seasons, which is kind of remarkable to think about. And of that list, Babe Ruth, of course, but the rest of the list is steroids guys. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, A-Rod, and I'm forgetting the last one. But Barry is not on that list. He had 73, but he didn't have 50 in any other season. He had 40 in many seasons, but he did not have 3 different 50-plus home run seasons, which is kind of amazing. Neither did Ken Griffey, which I thought I remembered really? 5 different 50. Yeah, he only had two different 50 home run seasons. So what Aaron Judge is doing is just amazing. So I wanted to throw that out there, but I couldn't even stop there with different national outside of our own four team purview. But I think we definitely need to give it to Shohei Ohtani for one night's performance. Well, it's the whole season, but for him on Saturday night, he got his 40th steal of the season, got his 40th home run the same night. So he joined the 40-40 club. I got to look this up again. Just a second. Oh, he is the 6th member of the 40-40 club. But to have it come as a game-winning walk-off grand slam to enter the 40-40 club is just one of the most badass things I can imagine. So I don't know where you want to go. I'm nominating Shohei for our badass of the week. Just that confluence of everything. Do you want to give it to Judge? Do you have a White Sox player you wanted to give it to?
Oh yeah, a ton. Yeah, hold on. Let me get my White Sox list out for badass of the week.
I just want to leave this in your hands. I know I've pulled a fastball on you here, so I want to leave everything in your court. But
here's the deal. Not only did Ohtani join the 40-40 club in grandiose fashion, I believe he also did it the fastest ever.
Yes. Yeah, 129 games.
Which actually puts him in line, which all the headlines now are, can he get to 50-50? But he's probably at least going to be 45-45, which alone is just fucking insane.
Yeah.
I have to go Ohtani because of I'm a roundness guy, right? Like I like when you're not just because of my belly, my beer breaded steak sandwich belly here, burrito belly, but because of like I like players who are not one dimensional. And
oh yeah, he just pitched
again,
off a mound for the first time this weekend too.
yeah,
So
that's the other thing. We're who knows what the fuck's going to happen next year with this guy, but we are in the midst of some pretty amazing shit happening. Whether or not any illegal substances are involved at this point, until I hear it, I'm going to pretend it's not happening.
Yeah, I hate to think about it. I've heard
but
nothing to that extent, but
yes,
that doesn't
right,
mean
yeah,
we said the
but
same thing in the late 90s too. So
yeah, but the what Judge and Ohtani are both doing are great for baseball, but what Ohtani's doing is it's just unbelievable what he's been doing year in and year out. He is, I mean, I've said it before. I know it's blasphemy. He's better than Babe Ruth. He's better than Babe Ruth because, again, if he gets on a mound next year and continues to do this while pitching, that is something Babe Ruth did not do. Babe Ruth's home runs did not cross over while he was pitching. He was a pitcher and an okay hitter, and then he stopped pitching and became an incredible hitter in baseball and broke all those records. But he did not do them in tandem, and Ohtani's already done that in tandem.
Well,
so
what he's doing is remarkable, but I'm putting him past, at least this week, past Aaron Judge, just because of the badass timing to do a walk off to get to the 40-40 club and a grand slam walk off. That's badass. That's as badass as it gets. So I think he deserves our badass of the week nomination. So congratulations, Shohei Ohtani. I'm sure he wanted that.
So just real quick, I had to when you said like what Barry Bonds never had 50 home run seasons. He didn't. He, like you said, his only over 50 home run season was 73. And in 2000, he had 49. But here's why. Just real quick. In 2004, he was walked 232 times.
Yeah.
In 2002, he was walked 198 times. He, out of all of his like home run bashing seasons, he 5 years in a row from 2000 to 2004, he led the league in walks.
He famously he'd get intentionally walked with the bases loaded. They'd rather have him
Showalter.
Yeah, they'd rather have him walk in a run.
They won the game because they didn't let him hit. So
shrewd maneuver.
So I guess he never really did. He really ever have a chance? He got walked 232 times one season. That's never going to be touched. That is never going to be touched. That's insane. But it's not in the Hall of Fame. But whatever.
Yeah. That's why we don't talk about the Hall of Fame in this show. So
yeah,
one of the myriad reasons we don't talk about the Hall of Fame in this show. So
all right, now we got our next vote. I get to vote again, right?
Well, this is leading right into it. Our badass league Shohei Ohtani, the Grand Slam walk-off 40-40 club home run, leads us right into a discussion we're going to have about our asshole of the week. I'm going to have 3 nominations here, and I'm not sure if you're ready for this. And this is very different, and probably none of these guys are assholes, but I just thought it'd be a good way to have this platform to have this conversation with. But if you look at the replay of Shohei's Grand Slam walk-off historic 40-40 club home run, it is hit just over the wall at Dodger Stadium into a section that's actually called the home run seats, oddly enough, where there is a middle-aged man who brought his glove to the ballpark with him. He bought seats in the home run section, brought his glove. Clearly, he knew there was history on the line with Shohei Ohtani approaching the 40-40 club. So, I don't know. First of all, what are your thoughts about a grown man bringing a baseball mitt to a baseball game?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to go with he has the early lead on asshole of the week.
That is a great way to put it.
With a glove at the game.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Children, carte blanche. You can bring your glove. Certainly do it. A grown man should not bring a mitt to a baseball game. It looks silly. It looks childish, essentially. So that's one strike against him. The ball in question, this very historic, very lucrative potential ball is going directly towards this man, and looks like it's going to go right into his glove. Unfortunately, he gets a little bit bumped into by another fan, but it bounces off his glove and falls onto the field. So he bought his seats. Everything's coming together the moment he wanted. He brought his glove. It's coming right to him. He fucking clanks it and does not catch the ball. You can see it, the replay is hilarious. If you want to pull it up while we're talking about this, you'll get what I'm talking about.
No, I've seen it. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. He immediately goes into the famous surrender cobras pose where he puts his hands over his head and with his elbows out. The ball just hilariously just is sitting there right in front of him on the warning track as the rest of the stadium is going nuts as everyone realizes they've won the game. It's a grand fucking slam. Walk-off winner. It's the 40-40 club. Shohei is the champion of the universe. This dude is beside himself because he dropped the fucking ball. It's just hilarious. But it's kind of where I get to my number 2 potential asshole of the week is the Rays fan. A guy, they call him Rays guy now in Los Angeles. Just a random fan next to Mitt guy, or Mitt Man, I think they're calling him. He has a Rays t-shirt on, so he's certainly not rooting for this Grand Slam to come over. But he's the guy that bumps into Mitt Man, going for the ball, and it's hard to tell in the video if he. I think Mitt Man was going to drop the ball anyway. I think it hit the heel of his glove and is going to come out anyway. He did get bumped at the same time. Guy's going for the ball, but the opposing team's fan bumps into Mitt guy, looks like he's spent a lot of thought. Like this is the culmination of his entire life. He's going to catch this ball, and Ray's guy knocks it out of his glove potentially. So he was going to be another nominee for asshole of the week, but I think the case for him is not as strong as for Mitt Man. Third nominee is Tampa Bay Rays outfielder Jose Siri, who somehow had no idea the consequence of the ball of that moment. Saw the ball sitting there on the warning track and just threw it into the crowd, like probably about 10 rows over Mitt Man and Rays guy, right over their heads, basically. Just kind of, I don't think he meant to do it, but it looks like he was just totally mocking them. What did he say? He said, he was interviewed after the game. Like, why'd you throw the ball into the crowd? It's like, we just got walked off. I just threw it to the fans. So you kind of understand, like, he was pissed off and just threw the ball away. But for him not to understand, he said he had no idea that it was such a historic moment, the 40-40 club for Shohei. So typically that ball would be authenticated by MLB, potentially given directly to Shohei Ohtani or sent directly to the Hall of Fame. Jose Siri just tossed it to the fucking crowd. There's a whole story on a Dodgers blog where they actually found the guy that caught the ball thrown by Jose Siri. They said Dodgers security came to them right away and said, hold up and we'll authenticate this. And you might remember the Dodgers had an incident earlier this year where a wife and her husband were kind of accosted by Dodgers security for another. I think it was probably Shohei's first home run as a Dodger.
Exactly.
And they were just dicks, the security guards to this woman and her husband, and kind of tried to strong arm them and had taken a shitty deal for the historic baseball. And so they kind of, I think that, they might be, their security might be a little gun shy in how to handle these situations now. Cause originally the security had gotten with this, I forget the guy's name who actually has the ball right now, but he said they'd be back with authentication services. And the guy said they never showed up. They never came back. So they just took off. And the unfortunate part for this guy is that the ball is not authenticated and never will be. Like, you can never prove that was the ball. So, he might have a potentially, lucrative heirloom right there, but it's literally worth, any Major League Baseball you could just buy off the shelf, because no one's ever going to know if that was really the ball or not. So
I actually have the ball that was hit.
You've got it now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
So none of these people are assholes. I just thought it'd be fun to make one of them our asshole of the week. I don't know. I think I know which direction we're going to go here, but I thought there's different aspects of this ridiculous and yet fun story that we could talk about.
Yeah. So first off, I'm just immediately ruling out Jose Siri. He should not know that it's an historic moment in baseball. He should give
There
it.
is lots of announcements. There's no doubt. Like everyone going into that game knew that he was potentially going to make the 40-40 club. So I
I
guess
mean,
I
maybe
guess
if you're
Siri
reading the
not.
press, I don't know. Like, I don't think these guys all like
I mean, there's
I think we
signage
assume
all
too
over the
much.
stadium. I mean, it
But
was
are
pretty
they really?
obvious, but
I don't know. I'll give a player the benefit of the doubt
okay.
of saying he didn't know, because like
You're kind.
I think we sometimes assume too much, and these guys like block a lot of shit out, and
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
just focused on his game. Well, he doesn't give a
yeah,
shit
whatever.
what Otani's doing.
And even if he knew it was and threw it into the crowd, whatever, he was pissed. They just got walked off. Fine,
If he did it
whatever.
on purpose, he if he definitely said he did it on purpose just to fuck with people or fuck with MLB or fuck with Otani, then I think he would definitely rise to the level of asshole. But that's
Yeah,
not what happened. It was just
yeah,
he was oblivious, which is just funny.
yeah. And then for what's the guy who bumped into him? What's his nickname?
Rays guy,
Yeah, Ray's guy. I mean,
he's just he's just going for the
whatever.
ball.
Whatever. He's going for the ball. We've been through this situation in Chicago. It sometimes ruins world championships. But you got to give it. I'm staying in my lane. You're an adult male. You come to you come to the park with a glove. You make the fucking catch. If you're going to that lengths, you already showed up to the park with the glove.
And he
At
bought the home run seats, like, with that in
Yeah,
mind. He knew
with that
you
in
could
mind.
tell he knew what the historic moment was gonna be. I can't imagine what those seats cost
Yeah,
on a normal night, let alone what they'd cost on what the
right.
dynamic pricing the Dodgers, I'm sure, use in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Uh, he spent a pretty penny for that, and he just let it fall right through his hands.
He's essentially like a closer in baseball. You got one job to do, and you fucked it up.
He fucked it up.
So
Just
he,
that
by far, to me, is the asshole of the week.
I agree. Again, I don't think he's an asshole. I just think in this scenario and in our platform, we could certainly nominate him as our asshole of the week.
Word Hole Media.